Welcome to the rain. It's here to stay. North Korea. Except I'm gonna put you... Liaoning is a coastal province in northeast China located along the northern shore of the Yellow Sea. Its capital, Shenyang, is its most populous city in the northeast. Shenyang probably isn't even among the most popular destinations to visit, but when the plane lands, it's not towards the glamour of skyscrapers or soaring mountains. This time, our destination is somewhat more mundane, but just as much special. Let me introduce you to Shenyang. I've come to associate Shenyang with rain, which probably isn't all that accurate since countless people here have told me that it's actually not tradition. We just happened to catch Shenyang's 1,000-year rain. For 90% of our trip to Shenyang, it was pouring, to the point where the entire roads were flooding. For me, Shenyang was rain. Here's the fit of the day. It's a little TMI, but I think this is a... I don't hate rain though. I just want to make that point clear. Shenyang was a flood, but not just a flood of water. What do I mean by that? To escape the city that was not prepared for the downpour of rain, we went to Dandong. It's a railway crossing point at the border between China and North Korea for the Beijing-Pyongyang International Rail Line. Dandong is the largest Chinese border city facing Siniju, North Korea, across the Yalu River, which, I was 70% clueless to at the time. Where is this place called?
这是中国那时候纪念，这叫丹东，辽宁丹东抗美援朝英雄纪念碑，助支援朝鲜。
You lost me at 打仗. I'm not gonna lie and pretend I know everything about the history of the cities, but that was never the point of the trip anyway. But having the exposure to it and visiting it is still important.
你还爬到更高一点再拍。
哪个是 North Korea？ 那个是
红的圆的。
好，那个圆的就是。对。It's hard to put into words what I was seeing, because it's not something you really learn about, and I felt like I was uncovering the history of something that I never even knew existed. This is my first time using a vending machine. Got it. 太小了。And that right there, North Korea. This is Yalu River, the border between China and North Korea. We're all dealt different cards in life. I remember becoming painfully aware of that as I stood on this side of the shore and staring for the first time at North Korea. It was even weirder because it felt so normal. I understand that for them this is just any other day, but it did get kind of really baffling to me when I saw the swimmers in Yalu River. Wow, we made it to the river that split China and North Korea. We actually had a huge debate about whether this part of the Great Wall was even real or not, which, after a lot of fact-checking, I'm like 80% sure it's real. Let me backtrack. Great Wall! Except it's pouring rain. So we all know how gigantic the Great Wall of China is. Like, it stretches a whole 21,196 kilometers and across 15 northern Chinese provinces. And so the portion of the Great Wall at Shenyang is the starting point for the wall, which is why it was subject to so much debate, since we couldn't figure out if it was legit or if they just rebuilt a part of the wall for tourism purposes. I think it's not a scam. In either case, the Great Wall was beautiful. This is so gross, but you are sitting on the Great Wall. I am going to wash the bottom of this after. I'm gonna head down. We're actually not going to the top because it's at the top of the mountain and that's too far. I love how it's, first of all, not 40 degrees as it would be in Beijing. And also I love how there's not like 100,000 people in one part of the wall. But it is very, kind of humid. Guys, I just walked past two people holding this camera in my face. Hello. I'm balancing you on a water bottle. Like a little bit crazy. We're in the hotel room. Okay, my camera's making a time lapse. I don't know how to make the screen turn off automatically, and that makes me really sad. Like, it's wasting battery by just being on, but that's there. Of course, what China vlog would this be if there wasn't a food break? Shenyang is known for its xiaokao, which essentially is just Chinese barbecue. But what's even better than normal xiaokao? Seafood. Seafood xiaokao. The broken bridge, Duanqiao, is possibly the closest point to North Korea from the Chinese side. It's called the Broken Bridge since it was originally built in 1909 and destroyed by the American forces during the Korean War. There's a new linkage now replaced by what's known as the Friendship Bridge and has operating transports to and from North Korea, while the Broken Bridge became the historical war memorial site. Standing there, halfway between North Korea and China, was like standing stranded between two worlds. The shore behind me stood tall buildings, lit up signs, and bustling crowds with kids screaming. The other side, the one in front of me, lay in lifeless darkness. No power to chase away the night, save this singular red LED sign with Korean unbeknownst to our side. It felt kind of wrong to be taking pictures of the entire eerie site. Having that experience put a lot of my life into perspective. I wonder if someone was in fact looking, peering over from the other end of the shore, did they throw their questions into the same unyielding river? Did they look at me standing halfway on that bridge, the harsh glare of illumination piercing through their dark backdrop, and wonder, why not me? There's a big watermelon. Welcome to an impromptu Darenfa trip. Let's go. What better way to end the night than grocery store run?
那它这个一盒是多少呢？I picked this out because it looks cute and I like pink. Update, it's very good.
Waiting on the sun to rise and lift the shadows of the night.
Remember that whole debate about whether the Shenyang portion of the Great Wall was real? Well, following in the same wavelength, our trip to Shenyang ended on our final day with exploring Gugong. As a former palace of the late Jin dynasty and the early Qing dynasty, it was built in 1625, and the first 3 Qing emperors lived there from 1625 to 1644. Compared to Beijing Gugong, it is a lot smaller, but the history is no less rich. We walked around in, you guessed it, the rain. Please don't fall. This has been one of my favorite trips this summer. Shenyang and Dandong probably aren't on most people's bucket list, but it's a place that holds a special memory in my heart. In the future, I'll look back on my time in Shenyang filled with rain, also filled with smiles and gratitude.